What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast, and today we will answer a few questions from Instagram, right? This is from Woon Pang. Hi iherng, I've been following your YouTube channel for quite some time and I found your video informative. I have some questions that hope to get your opinions on. I'm 27 this year, same goes to my partner. We have been planning to marry in 2 to 3 years time, and recently we are looking for properties. We have screened for more than 15 properties last year and we found out we prefer landed than a condo. Recently, we are interested in a 3-story freehold landed house in Batu Sembilan named Orchid Hill. SPA price is 1.1 million and after rebate is 899,000. Both of us like it very much. I also got the loan approved with 850k. However, we are concerned on the commitment in the next 35 years, especially this is our first house. Number 1, am I getting a house over my affordability if 2 years, both of us total pay is around 12,000 net based on the projections lah. We now have savings around 150,000. Ooh, and we hope the incentive can cover more in the future. Number 2, should I look for sub-sales that is probably selling around 600,000 to 700,000 instead? Number 3, we worry that we cannot get a new landed property that is nearby KL because that's why we're scared we miss the boat. Is this a real scenario going to be? I think number 3 is the main urgency that makes us want to go for it. Hopefully you can answer my question. Thanks iherng. Okay, so thank you very much Livun for the question. Let's break down the question again. So it's a couple, both 27. So young, wow, so young. Right, then they want to get a property and after they look around they realize that they like landed property more, and then they found this Orchid Hill property. After rebate is 899,000 and 900,000. So 900,000 loan is around 4,003 to 4,005 if 35 years is longer lah. So around 4,003 for the next 35 years. Okay, so their joint income is around 12,000. So every month, whether you like it or not, you need to pay 4,000 for the house. They worry they cannot afford it, but if they don't get it now, right, they worry that the price of landed will go up and they don't have the chance to actually own one in the future already because the price go up already. And now because of all the incentive, right, it's kicking the emotions. They're asking whether should they get it. Okay, so in my take number 1, right, spending your fortune, right, on your first home is always not very encouraged lah. Right, buying your dream house as your first home is one of the worst investment steps. Let me explain because if you come to think of it, right, both of you 12,000, right, why must you own your dream home when you're 27? It's a 3-story landed house leh. So build up sure around 2,000 plus one, and it's not easy to manage as well, and that kind of sets the mood for the rest of your life really, because let's say like 12,000 net, right, which is a very decent income already. 4,000 each is spent, and that's only the installment whether you like it or not. So let's say maybe one partner earns 9k, the other earns 3, or both equal right, so 6. So indirectly, right, one person is working entirely for the house. There won't be any conversations in the future, right? When you got kids, right? One person can actually stay at home. So that kind of builds up a very huge burden financially on one partner's shoulder. Let's say if one of you in the workplace, you have a very terrible boss that treats you really bad, right? You cannot give up on. You cannot just move on because you are overpaid in your current job. Then there's a new manager that got hired, right? And every day they flirting you. You cannot do anything because you are stuck with a huge housing installment. Okay, so this is the scenario, and if you were to get another new one, you dare not really, because housing loan already 4,000. What about both cars, right? What about expenses? What about future? What about marriage? Instead, right, since it's 27, you guys got a lot of time to actually prepare yourselves. So just to paint out the other scenario, the other extreme, right, instead of getting your dream home as your first one, get an investment one first. or get something that is within your means. Let's say like maybe 2,000 each, which is like 600 over 1,000. Like you say 600,000, right? You get a house. Then every month it's like 2,008, 2,007. After you get that, right, as a home, go hunt for investment properties, really. Properties that can give you rental returns. Then 10 years down the road, where the investment property can actually break even in terms of rental versus installment, and your current house also will appreciate somewhat in value. Then you have actually two. Then if you want to upgrade, right, you can sell off your current home where 600,000, right, the room for appreciation to 800,000 and a million kind of makes sense. But if your 3-story, right, 899,000, let's say 900,000, how much more can it appreciate? Because you got to look into the metrics of affordability. It's very easy for a property within 700,000 to go to a million because it's still within that 1 million mind ceiling, that glass ceiling, right? But let's say a 1.8 million property, right, to go up 2 million, the buyers at that level is very rare, so the demand will be less. Hence, the potential for appreciation is actually way higher within the range of 600,000 to 700,000. So the last extreme is to rent a place currently. How much does it cost to rent a 3-story house in Orchid Hill? Maybe 2,000 plus. So if you were to rent that place, at the same time, you use your current capitals that you have to look for investment properties. You can either go for properties that is a subsale or new projects, right, that can generate rental returns. And in that ideal situation is when you have rental income, which means your rental is surplus in comparison to your installment. Then you use that difference to cover your rental for the current Orchid Hill. And when these 2 or 3 other properties, right, really perform, right, then only you can consider whether should you buy the Orchid Hill or not. Because let's say case 1, case 2, case 3, right? In case 1, straight away you burn out yourselves already. You won't be looking into investment easily for the next 10 years because every month 4,000, 4,500, right? That no joke one. Seriously, no joke. We haven't even talked about renovation yet. Maybe you're 150,000, right? Just like that only. You'll be into this very stressful mode. And then the other extreme is to rent Orchid Hill and invest your money into investment properties. So, in this situation, right, it really tells the difference in risk appetite. What kind of situation that you are most comfortable with? No right, no wrong. It's just for reference. And this channel is all about making informed decision. Take calculated risk. So if you were to go through this route where I see people just spend everything they have in their first home, which is almost their dream home, they'll be stuck for the next 15 years because the price is always like that already. Don't talk about investment. Like makan also not enough already, right? Every month I cannot quit because I need to pay the housing installment. Or you can have more flexibility because you guys are both 27. The only reason why I'm giving this suggestion because you guys are young. What if you got a job offer in Singapore? Or what if some new boss, right, offers your partner or you a business opportunity? Maybe you want to work for them. We set up a new company together. But in the first year, right, the salary will be lower. But I promise you it will be a big prospect. You cannot go ahead because you are stuck with the monthly installment for the house. Your dream house. And last of all, the FOMO thing is real. I do understand, like a lot of people, if you don't buy now, right, no chance really no chance really. But to me, it's better to miss it than to make the wrong decisions lah. What I'm trying to say is that, okay lah, Orchid Hill, besides Orchid Hill, is there any other locations? Because life is long lah. Like we are going to most probably live until 90 to 100 and you have another 70 more years to go. What's the rush in getting your dream house? And 2%, right? The thing is I don't really understand is when 3-story house, right? Are you going to be serving the house or the house is going to be serving you? It will be a moment of time where I look at my mentor, husband and wife, 2%, live in a mansion with 7 rooms. So every day, right, it's just like cleaning the house only. Even a garden, like 27,000 square feet, right, the land size. But what for? He cannot go holiday because he worried the house is empty. Then indirectly, are you tied down by the house? Is that what real estate is supposed to be for you? And landed house also seems to be, I know it's that nasi lemak property for all Malaysians. Like everybody loves nasi lemak. But just that it's like a very temporary need. You only really need it, right, when like now deeply in love, married, want to have kids, right? So maybe the first until 18, when your kids actually leave, then the house will be empty already. Now, if we hear a lot of stories where a lot of business people, they buy bungalows with a lot of rooms, right? Hoping that the two sons will get married with their wives, bring and stay in one whole big family. But you come to think of it, a lot all choose to move out because all nucleus family, right, want their own privacy and space. So that's my take lah. So I'm just here to provide the other perspective, the other spectrum of possibilities. Again, there's no right, no wrong. It's just for you to make that informed decisions. Are you ready to be locked in? Or can you just wait a little bit? And to wait, right, is maybe like another 2 to 3 years where you really see this promotion is going to go on until most likely next June. When the moratorium is not ending yet, the moratorium is going to end at September. So there will be another drastic move where everybody now needs to pay installments already. Like they forgot how installment feels like already. Like you don't have to pay credit card, car and house for these 6 months. So I think that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for the email. And for those who still have any more questions, do email me at taniherng@gmail.com or can just DM me on Instagram, iherng. And I think that's all for this episode. Thank you very much and see you guys on the next one.